Hello and welcome to another Let's Talk Movies. Right, straight into the bat now, some big news coming out with Star Wars Episode 9. Right, so obviously the calendar has turned to 2019, and that means we are now only 11, well, what are we now? We're in February, so we've got 10 months until Episode 9 releases and the Skywalker saga comes to a close. Right, so we're still waiting for a first trailer or even a title, as obviously yesterday we discussed about Balance of the Force, that the title was leaked via StarWars.com. However, I don't believe that is the actual title. But what we are looking at is J.J. Abrams has in store for the conclusion of the sequel trilogy, supposedly Snoke. Snoke is supposedly set to return in Star Wars Episode 9. And obviously rumours keep growing as just as well in the darkness as they do in the light. So, the first lot of rumours that have come out regarding Episode 9 is that Andy Serkis, who played Supreme Leader Snoke in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, he actually had to be pulled out of a scheduled appearance at Keystone Comic-Con in Pennsylvania late last year. This has led to the speculation that, just like Billy D. Williams before him, Andy Serkis cancelled his convention appearances at the last minute because of production requirements, specifically that he was needed on set for Episode 9. Just let that sink in a moment. And you obviously know that alone is enough to set off speculation that Andy Serkis' Snoke is going to be in Episode 9, and we're going to see more about him, maybe when he was younger. Who knows? Maybe he's not even dead. Maybe that was just like one of the Emperor had. He had a clone or something like that, which would be absolutely incredible. But I think Disney and J.J. Abrams are trying to figure out a way to include Snoke's identity and explain who he is in the film, because obviously after Rian Johnson, he just ignored everything that J.J. Abrams and Disney made up for The Force Awakens for his own movie. So obviously this is going to be a huge deal following The Last Jedi. So obviously Snoke just came to a pit stop directly there. And obviously Kylo Ren gave him the same treatment Obi-Wan gave Darth Maul. And obviously bisected him. But one of the things we need to see though is obviously there are several ways to look at this rumour. This new trilogy has incorporated memories, flashbacks, and obviously now because of Snoke's death, the most likely avenue through which we would see Andy Serkis' character is through those flashbacks again with Kylo Ren. There's still a ton of information we don't know about Snoke. Well, to be honest, we don't even know who he is. We don't even know where he came from, how he rose to power, how everyone knows about him, and how he influenced Ben. It's obviously Darth Vader, everyone knew who Darth Vader was. But going into The Force Awakens, everyone knew who Snoke was. So that could be a bit good of a backstory, and obviously it will satisfy fans after the lukewarm reception of The Last Jedi. But it would be difficult how such a flashback could further the story beyond just fan service. This film has so much to wrap up. And obviously it's not just this trilogy that started in 2015, but it's going back to the first Star Wars back in 1977. It's, there's just so much that was in The Force Awakens. Obviously you had the Kylo Ren apprentices, you had all them, the Knights of Ren. It's, obviously, Luke turned on Ben and all this kind of stuff. But obviously Kylo Ren has been set up as the main antagonist of Episode 9. So obviously a flashback to Snoke, who punked Kylo in front of people on a regular basis. You're nothing to me, like he was doing in front of the General in The Force Awakens. It could take away from the story, trying to make Kylo a menacing villain. And that feat is already 10 years at best, because just look at him. He's not going to be a good villain for Star Wars, because he's like a spoiled child. Anyway, but so with Episode 9, Kylo Ren, if it is going the old way of following the original trilogy, Kylo Ren is meant to be redeemed at the end. I could see him remembering exactly how he turned from the light to the dark side when he met Snoke through his training, and if Snoke had any other apprentices. That's one thing we still don't know. There's just tons and tons of stuff that's going on. See, obviously we still don't know about Rey's parentage, and there's also supposedly a brand new villain coming in, someone from the Beyond, who just wants to wipe out the galaxy. It's a lot of shit is going to go down in this film, and it's going to be interesting to watch. I can't wait for it, to be honest with you. And again, it's whether you agree with it or not. The answers Rian Johnson gave us in The Last Jedi to the "Who is Snoke" question it doesn't really matter. It's the same as what he'd done with Rey's parentage. He kind of, JJ, he left the seeds for that, and Rian just kind of went, you know what? No, she's special, and that's it. She doesn't need any. The parents don't need for this. The parents don't mean that, which is kind of sad, really, because a lot of people, myself included, I thought she was going to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi's great-granddaughter or some shit like that. But obviously not. So, fingers crossed, in the next couple of weeks we'll have a bit more story information and going on and seeing what's happening. Because obviously this is definitely the end of the Skywalker saga and the end of the main trilogy. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Bye-bye.